So I'm going to bring the video. Now, what I want to tell you is that we know that some unknown government is the instrument of the Nigeria state, whether you like it or not. Okay? So, listening to Mazi Chika Edoziem this evening, linking ESN to non-government is unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. And if he did not know, if Mazi Chika Edoziem did not know that his broadcast and what he said actually linked ESN to a non-government, I have come to show him that he actually linked ESN to non-government. And we cannot accept that. So I have come to correct him. Because it is not only you that listen to Radio Biafra. It is not only me that listen to Radio Biafra. The Nigeria government listen to Radio Biafra. The DSS listen to Radio Biafra. The intelligence service listen to Radio Biafra. So the same understanding that I have, is the same understanding that some of these DSS agents have. So we cannot just overlook it. Because when you listen to that broadcast, you see something is not all right. The pronouncement of Mazi Chika Edoziem, if he is not ready, mentally fit, and can also assess and have a very thorough assessment, scrutinize his own message and press statement he's reading on Radio Biafra, then something is very wrong. So he cannot just come and dish out anyhow speech on Radio Biafra. We are talking about a nation here. IPOB is not one-man business. It's a nation of Biafra. He is representing. So I have come to, for those of you who are already chanting and shouting, I want you to listen to how Mazi Chika Edoziem linked ESN to unknown government. And it is unacceptable, and I maintain my stand to that for everybody, including the Nigeria state, to disregard him, because of course they know who the unknown government are. So every reasonable person, anywhere you are, must disregard what Chika Edoziem said today on Radio Biafra. And I'm here to make that correction and set the record very straight. ESN is not unknown government. Unknown government is not ESN. Unknown government has committed a lot of things, and Nigeria state is using these things to, to bring problem and all that. And they can never be ESN. And our leader have made this thing very clear that ESN has no business in the street of Biafra land. Our leader has made it very clear that ESN is not the army of Biafra. Our leader has made it very clear that ESN is the security network set up to combat the Fulani herdsmen terrorists in the forest of Biafra land. So, and Chika Edoziem, who is the head of Directorate of State, should know better than what he did today. And if you think that this is attack, well, you can say that if you want to say that. But I have just given you example of what we have done. This is just a very small tip of the iceberg. How to correct things, how to make people to sit on the right chair, how to make people to stay on the right track, and how to make the leadership to stand on their toe. But we don't know what is going on anymore, because this is very, very absurd and appalling for him to come and make such statement as the head of the Directorate of State. So I want everybody to sit back and watch. I want you, before we go into this thing that I'm going to address this evening, I want you to take into account that today, the unknown gunmen attacked and killed security personnel in Imo State. And this same today, Mazi Chika Edoziem came and made this pronouncement that I want to address this evening. That is one thing. So I want you to first of all understand that they said, according to a report, that unknown gunmen attacked in Imo State today. And coincidentally, Chika Edoziem came to Radio Biafra and made a pronouncement, which I am going to explain to you, and I'm going to set the record very straight, because it may be a mistake, it may be a disjointed statement that is now will bring confusion and make our enemy understand something very differently. So I want you to be my guest and watch. Of course, the illiterate freedom fighters among us will not understand what I am doing. But you see, one day you are going to understand what I am doing, because it is because of this kind of thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instructed me, who knows, to broadcast on Radio Biafra. But it doesn't matter. We can still address these things even if I did not broadcast on Radio Biafra. Okay? And that is the reason why the leadership must begin to check themselves before they come to public to talk. Ekpam Powerful made a statement, very, very bad statement, after the Anambra election was, the sit at home in Anambra was called off, and he instructed people to go and vote. And we read that statement here. It was very disheartening and very, very sad statement. So, when they are coming public to make statement representing Biafra, they must proofread those things and make sure that it is making sense, okay? It's making sense. Not like me. I've said it before. We are just broadcasters, as they call us. So we can post anything. We can post anything and start defending it. But when you are representing the movement for Biafra, what we do what they have done in the past is not what we are doing now. So if you are representing Biafra and speaking for Biafra people, you must be ready to be very sound upstairs. And what you present to the public must be very sound and making sense, and not always disjointed messages and speeches. So I want you guys to watch. I'm not going to bring all the things that he said in the broadcast. My only concern this evening is the ESN linking to unknown government. That's all. So I'm not here to address the speech of Mazi Chika Edoziem. There may be other blunders and all that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in setting the record very straight for the sake of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is in detention. So this is Mazi Chika Edoziem Broadcast today. I want everybody to listen.
These innocent people, why the security agencies or the security personnel and agents watched and looked on without interfering. Of course, I've received clearance. Those who are committing these evils are upon innocent civilians whose only crime was that they came to the court to observe a trial of great importance, not only to Biafrans, but of course to humanity and mankind. And the Zulu let loose their terrorist dogs upon these innocent people, while the security agencies or the security personnel and agents watched and looked on without interfering. As a follow-up to this, therefore, I am directing the Eastern Security Network operatives this evening to return to their respective bases in the forests of Biafra land, because duty calls.
So first of all, I will put it very clear that Eastern Security Network is still in the forest and is nowhere in the street. They are not in any place, they are not in their home. So recalling them back to their respective places or their respective posts means that they are somewhere in the street. You come to recall ESN from where? From where? Where are you recalling them from? So, what I am telling you this evening is that the recalling of ESN is a very wrong statement. Nobody is recalling ESN. ESN is still in the bush. At no particular point in time, even when they are being attacked, we have not come to hear that ESN is no longer in the bush. ESN is in the bush as I speak. ESN is in the bush and in the forest of Biafra land. And ESN will continue to be in the forest of Biafra land. So anybody that is coming to say they want to recall ESN, recalling them from where? From their homes? The impression to the enemy here is that today there is an attack in Imo State where military men were killed by unknown gunmen. And then leading to the destruction of property in our mama in Imo State. Because you know, the only target, the reason why the Nigerian security agent will always go to destroy property of people and turn the business is down is because they are using the activity of their own created unknown government. Otherwise, you see the property of people that kill the soldiers. So why don't they go after the unknown government? They will not go after the unknown government. So they go after the property and business of people. So Chika Edoziem coming to Radio Biafra to say he is recalling the ESN to go back to their respective forest. In this particular today and this day is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Now it didn't end here. I want you to listen. And let me make it very clear. I said disregard the statement because he may have, I don't know whether somebody wrote it and he didn't go through it. So people must disregard this particular statement. The broadcast concerning the ESN today on Radio Biafra, disregard it. Disregard it. ESN never left forest. They have never abandoned the forest. They have been in the forest. They were not on holiday. For those who will think that it is about holiday, recalling is not about holiday. So these people has been in the forest and they will continue to guide our forest. As I speak now, ESN is in the forest. They are not anywhere somebody will record them. I want you to watch.
We have it on good authority that their plan, the DSS plan, in the coming weeks is to engage in targeted killings of prominent sons and daughters of Biafra land. Their plan is to engage in targeted killings of prominent sons and daughters of Biafra land, and this they want to do through the instrumentality of the unknown government. And at the end of the day, they will be looking for whom to blame. And of course, as you all know, their attention will shift after committing the crime, by the way. After they must have committed the crime, they will turn around to accuse the ESN as being the culprit.
You see, he is telling us that they are planning to start assassinating prominent people. And at the same time, he is calling ESN, recalling them to go back. You see, what I'm going to play where this particular broadcast is actually linking the ESN, which is completely condemnable. We cannot accept it. Now, what Chika Edoziem is demonstrating here for recalling the ESN back to their respective post is that ESN is somewhere in the street. That the member of the ESN security outfit are somewhere in the street, whether in their home and all that. And then also that he is calling them now to go back to their respective posts today that unknown government attacked somewhere, and then that the unknown government will be killing people, and they are going to accuse ESN. So do you understand the connection? You see, when intelligence services want to work, they don't just think the way you think. They think the way I am thinking now. That is how they are going to be thinking. They don't think the way you think. They think the way I am thinking now. They connect it the way I am connecting it now. And then you are telling them to go, the ESN, that after, when they start killing prominent men, they will go. They are going to be accusing the ESN, and thereby calling the ESN, recalling them to go back. So you are already correcting them, linking them. I want you to listen until he finally. Somebody say, stop political correctness. You see, some of you, this is the problem of some of you. When this whole thing will burst, all of you, you go into hiding. Nobody know you now. Late Lochi, Simon, stop political correctness. If you see sabotage, call it by its name. Okay, this man may be compromised. Late Lochi. You see, some of you, I'm a different human being, okay? Luchi, I have a different way of handling things, okay? You can't expect me to just handle things the way you want it, okay? I am a grown-up man. I'm an adult, okay? And I have reasoning of my own. I have opinion of my own. So I understand how some of you feel, but I have a way of addressing things. I don't just come and tell people they have compromised. When I don't have evidence of compromising. So it is what I will do now will determine if I come to pronounce that Chika Edoziem is compromised. What am I going to gain from that? No, it is what I'm doing now. People will be the judge. You will judge yourself. It is not going to be when I come and pronounce Chika Edoziem that you have compromised. Then the heaven will now know that somebody have actually compromised. No. What I have come to do now is to set the record very straight. So Biafrans and you that are watching will now be the judge by yourself. Okay? So you can't expect me to come and be the judge and pronounce. So I will do what I have to do to make sure we set the record very straight for the sake of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and for the sake of the struggle to keep the record very straight. So it is Biafran people that will now be having their conclusion and their own judgment and all that. My own is to present this particular record to make it to be very, very clear, and nobody should jeopardize the chance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's what I'm doing. And believe me, Nigeria government take what I'm doing very seriously. So even if they want to try to link it, they know it is I'm here to trash it. That's what I'm doing. So I'm not just coming here to say I am exposing or doing anything. No, I am addressing it. When I am bringing it, because what I'm doing now is what they are going to use, and to against the IPOB and against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So let me address it now before they go and start using it. That is what I'm doing. All right, here we go.
We will turn around and accuse the IPOB as being the perpetrators. Therefore, we must think ahead of them. And in consonance to that, all ESN authorities are asked and directed to return to their bases from tonight.
You see, all ESN are directed to return to their bases from tonight. What is that? What is that telling you? What is that telling you? From tonight, all ESN are directed. So which means ESN, they are not in the bush anymore. So which means what Chika Edoziem is trying to do now is that they must return so that anything that happened, they will not call it ESN. So which means all this while that unknown government has been attacking people, Chika Edoziem is giving the impression that unknown government has been in our state. That is the impression. And that impression is bad. It is a very wrong impression. ESN is in the bush. The record I am trying to set to you this evening is that ESN is in the bush. There is no need to recall ESN. Nobody is recalling any ESN because ESN, as I'm speaking to you, they are in the bush. The ESN Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up at no point in time left the bushes. They are. The ESN Mazinam Kanu set up to protect our forest at no point in time left the forest. They have been in the forest and they will continue to be in the forest. So Chika Edoziem should be able to tell Biafrans which of the ESN is he talking about. Did he have any ESN that have left the forest and they are in the street? Did he have any security different security that left the forest and the bushes and they are now in the street that is recalling them back? You need to tell us. But I am here to distance Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from that kind of security outfit, because as far as I know, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ESN is in the forest today. As far as I know, the IPOB ESN is in the bushes today. So they are not in a place where somebody will come to Radio Biafra and recall them. Because what you see now is that, oh, they are the one who has been committing this havoc. So the ESN is not even in the bush. So they are scattered. So they are the Onongo men. We are making it very clear. We have everything, security, every ESN camp in Biafra land are all intact. Nobody, no single person is missing. No single person has left ESN camp. So if Chika Edoziem have a different camp that is different from the ESN of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he must make it very. You see, it has come to a point where we are going to go extra mile to make sure nobody jeopardize the chances of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in any way. It is part of the job. So what I am here to tell you this evening is that every ESN member under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not leave forest. Okay? They did not leave forest. And if Mazi Chika Edoziem is working based on wrong information, he should investigate the information given to him. He should investigate if somebody wrote the speech, he should investigate the speech before coming to Radio Biafra to air it. Because this one is very expensive one. I hope I'm making my point very clear. For those of you who will say, hey, he's not attacking this structure, because structure is what you people know. So Mazi Chika Edoziem should, come and clear the air if he like. I know that because it's coming from Simon Ekpam. But what I'm doing now is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will want me to do, irrespective of who else is God. Because it is very wrong to say that you are recalling ESN. You are not recalling ESN. You can't recall ESN that is already there, intact in the camp. You can't recall ESN that did not leave the camp. You can't recall ESN that did not leave the forest. So why should you be recalling people that are not in the street? Why should you be recalling people that are not in their homes? Why should you come today to recall people just because Onongo men attack in Imo State? Why should you do that? And people are not seeing it. And people are asking me, I should leave it, I should leave. My people, the way I am addressing it now is to stop Nigeria government from using this broadcast against the ESN, against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not been released. So I am speaking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu having given me the opportunity and the slot to speak on Radio Biafra. I am speaking under that authority now, that you must disregard the information coming from Chika Edoziem today. Disregard it, especially the issue of ESN. Disregard it. It is not authentic. So probably Chika Edoziem have lost touch on the ground. It is not authentic. The authentic information is that ESN is intact. ESN is in their camp in the bushes. So nobody is recalling them. I want you to listen again. Let us continue.
For them to do that for which Oyendu set them up. We are alerting people with this directive to the ESN authorities to return to base, because
he is still using the word to return to base. Chika Edoziem continue to use the word return to base. Did he send ESN anywhere? If he have sent ESN anywhere, it is not the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ESN. I want you people to understand what I'm saying. Why is he telling them to return at their base? Did he send them anywhere? Did they run away? Did they run away? So it is now that ESN have to, after Anambra election, after the cancellation of the sit-at-home and Anambra election, what the leadership of the DOS leader, Chika Edoziem, will come to do is to start calling and recalling ESN. This is absurd to people that their brain are working, and we cannot sit. You see, these are the things that ought not to be happening, especially not when our leader is in the dungeon of DSS. This ought not to be happening. This is very expensive one, but you know what? Any day anybody is going to raise this issue against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or against IPOB, refer them to these brokers I'm making today. I am exonerating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am exonerating IPOB from the announcement and the ESN of Mazi Chika Edoziem, that the Mazi Chika Edoziem ESN, what he's talking about, has nothing to do with the current ESN of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because the ESN which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu created is in the bushes, is in the forest. And they have their mode of operation and mode of communication. The ESN Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instituted, created, have their mode of communication. They have their mode of communication. They come from camp. So when they come from camp, they have commanders. They have commanders. They have mode of communication. So Chika Edoziem deliberately coming to Radio Biafra and start calling them, to recalling them to go back. I don't understand what the intentions are. I don't understand the intention of that. Because as far as we are concerned, the ESN have their command. And the command of the ESN is intact. The command of the ESN is intact. And somebody is saying, Mr. Simon, it could be that he is telling the enemies to start killing the youth, claiming they are ESN. We all know that ESN are in the bush. Everyone should be at a alert place. Yes, we all know, but it is not just enough that we all know. We have to address this particular pronouncement of Chika Edoziem to put the record very straight.
No be here, they don't call the Almighty. Everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere they born like this. Everywhere they born. Everywhere they born. Everywhere they born. See now, police station day now. Police station. Everywhere. They need shop this guy about
Nigeria Army don't do for our junction. Look at what Nigeria Army don't do for our junction. Look at what Nigeria Army don't do for our junction. The whole junction is on fire. The whole Lawama junction is on fire. The whole Lawama junction is on fire. There's no corner of Lawama junction that is not on fire. God help us from this shame. Look at that one, the whole Lawama junction. Look at the Kenya shop don't burn. The whole television wey dey there don't burn. Look at He said one Nigeria, one waiting. One waiting, waiting be one Nigeria. One waiting. One waiting. Look at.
Hey! Jesus. Hey! Hey! Jesus. Jesus. Hey! Hey! See this God Almighty. See this bus shop. Oh my God. Hey! Hey!
See what I've done. But I made a mistake. She will go for 9. I made a mistake. She will go for 9. Hope I made a mistake. She will go for 9. Look at what I've done in our junction. Everywhere is ablaze. Hope I lazy email. Hope I lazy email. Look at people house on fire.
Yes! Don't come closer to the police station for explosion.
Look at it. Look at it. Hope you're a bastard. Hope I taking on my swear. Hope I taking on my hope. Look at people's house.
Hope you're a bastard.
I'm gonna take hope na ma. I'm gonna take hope na ma. I'm gonna take hope na ma. Leke. Imagine. Nigeria army and Abel Obodo be set everywhere blaze. So what happen? Nigeria army watch I no mere. Watch ya. Everywhere is ablaze. Ledini. They do London mad about local. Which can go from Kaiwan and Obodo? A lot of them on Obodo. Ogobana features on as a problem. If I am maybe say baga this feature, I want a problem. Look at people's house. Look at Nigeria army. Hello? Look at it.
And all of you will suffer if you don't repent. You will suffer. Mark my words somewhere, you will suffer if you don't repent from your evil ways. You take money from murderers and from killers to suppress the truth. Biden doesn't know what is happening in Nigeria because they rely on the ambassador to feed them accurate information. And that is not happening because they've been bribed. And that is why people are dying in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only place in turmoil, not making it onto the front pages of newspapers all over the world. Nobody talks about it because they are all compromised. They've been bribed. We don't need your one Nigeria to survive. They try, can you imagine the nonsense? They brought in their food blockade. They said we will not send food to the south. They are perishable goods. So the items got spoiled in the north. The government now turned around to pay them almost 500 billion.
Obodo kenenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Kani kenebenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Ika bugondi loyo, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike.